Owen, let's take you back to your England debut against Scotland. What can you remember from that day?
Not too much. Probably the build-up a little bit. Being nervous, very nervous. Probably as nervous as I've been. But then I guess once the game started, is enjoying it a bit. I remember a mistake I made in the game. But no, it was a brilliant memory.
It goes through, and Andy Farrell watches on. His son gives England the first points.
One thing that Stuart said to me is when I first came in was that I need you to be yourself straight away, not really feel your way in. I need to hear your voice if you're going to be yourself, and that probably stuck with me, and I weren't too shy about doing that anyway. Just because mainly you want to get the best out of yourself, you want to get the best out of people around you, you want to do well. To play for your country's obviously always been a massive goal for me, and to get to do it then at that stage in my career, and to get to play alongside a lot of people who end up being your mates is brilliant.
That's just the start for us. You know, we came out here, we worked unbelievably hard for each other. You know, that's what we've worked on the last couple of weeks, is getting together and bonding as a team, and we really want to fight for each other.
Can you remember your first cap song?
Yeah. It was Oasis Rock and Roll Star. I'm not singing it.
You're quite a driven individual. As a youngster, was that always the case?
Yeah, always competitive, always loud, always wanted to win. Probably a lot more when I was younger. Sulked a lot when we didn't. I remember we drew I think it was a Wigan Schools final. It was, I don't know what age I would have been, but we were young, and we had to share the trophy, and I cried at the side. Everyone else was a bit more happy, but yeah, no, I've always been competitive more than anything, I'd say. I've got a little 7-year-old brother, and obviously you kick a ball about in the back and in the back garden and things like that, and I find myself having to just win whatever we're playing at the end. But growing up, I always used to play any type of sport. Obviously with your dad when you're a kid, and he never let me win at anything, so it's probably his fault.
Did you set any goals for yourself as a youngster?
Not really. As a kid, there's always something that comes up next, I guess. So you play 16s, and then there's 18s the year after, and then you play 18s, and there's 20s. I guess you're just focused on what is happening next, and trying to get the best out of yourself at that time. And anything can happen, and you want to be able to take it all in your stride. So you can have the goals, and you can want to do anything, but for me, it's most important is about being ready for any situation that's thrown at you, and you can only really do that if you're open and not too closed off, for me personally.
How would you say your playing style's developed over time, if at all?
I'd hope so. I don't know. If I'm honest with you, the players that I was when I first started, you almost don't remember him. You're so concentrated on what's in front of you or what's happening now that you don't get to look back and see where you've come from, I guess, as much. A lot of it's about getting excited about what is to come, or seeing where you can take it. There's always going to be ways that you can improve, and there always will be, because there'll be new ways. It'll never stop. Although I can sit here and say I've got better at kicking, I've got better at passing, I've got better at, which is hopefully the case. There's not too much I remember about it. I think to keep everything moving forward, and to keep everything fresh, and to keep everything exciting, I think you've got to explore. If you do the same thing that you've done since you were younger, your whole career, it would, and turn up every day just doing the same old thing, I think it will get tedious, and you probably won't get as much out of yourself. So whether it's other sports, I watch everything. The people that you end up being drawn to the most are the ones that's been at the top for the longest. The ones that you tend to probably listen that little bit more when they speak. I enjoy my basketball, so listening to Kobe Bryant since he retired, and what he's saying about how his mentality was. But not just that. It's anyone who's built up that level of respect for being at the top for such a long period of time. I guess that's what interests me the most, because they're definitely finding ways of bringing the best out of themselves for, you know, years. So I think they're the ones I'm probably drawn to the most.
Jamie George, little chip from the hooker. Who's after this? Farrell. It's the series. It's going to be the series, I think. Owen Farrell. Owen Farrell could have scored one of the most famous tries in England rugby history.